Hey guys, sorry, it's been a while since I've actually did a video, um, and a recording, and the other devices, but I've been doing a lot of writing on my notebook. I continuously, as I hope you're doing that, actually, a little notebook here. It's handy, just to write anti-curses and stuff like that, and then I have, the continued journal that I've been asking you, male, and then female journal, right? So I have several of these books, and what you're doing is sanctifying the words of common language of thought and applied English in writing of your own writing today and on the internet to reverse the damage that the unholy has done since the beginning of the internet. Actually, the computer, right? So, the status update is, you know who I am. Assuming a number and hoping for the grand total, a majority of Earth. I has introduced myself back in 2020. It's coming out as if I was gay, but I am more than just coming out as gay. But I was undercover as a human for 52 years about being God. I am. So, I was upset again, or what you call upset, being frustrated and angry about identity theft. One of the greatest disappointments I've had in my life is having a false sister. This one here, the far left. This one here. She's actually white. And I outed her as being white because she's done the worst things. I've done the worst procedures, or was not in any way a sister as I presumed growing up, because I avoided her. She was painted brown. She was very angry all her life, domineering, and a total fraud amongst all the white unholy in America. The witches, grand majority of them, from east to west and north to south, non-federal, non-state, non-city and county capitalist operators that scheduled chaos of your work environment at home, and then your work environment at work. Work, like the word of physics. I didn't write in your Bible to say go to work. Go use the word of physics and be powerful, and use the word of electricity and electrical engineering like you have electricity going through your body. I've mentioned that the internet and much of my writing on YouTube, you see my face there. You see my face in Google. You see my face in Facebook now. I've been doing a lot of interacting on Facebook and YouTube. I have 2 accounts on YouTube. One with a military uniform, like this, like that, right? And then you see the other one where I wear a blue t-shirt. I mean, not a blue t-shirt, sorry. A blue long sleeve shirt with glasses. Those are my old glasses back when I was in university. This is a fraud. The sister, the fake sister. And I'll tell you the story later when I go live streaming, when we're arranged for us to do that. So, let's go ahead and grab that photo of I self. She ruined our lives and our family. And she's big on cocaine. And she's put away, one way or another. So, this is one of the pictures I took here. You remember the blue shot picture? And, yeah, I should have it real soon here. So the one here. This is I. Class of 1992, Chemical Engineering. Graduate, St. Louis University. So this photo of I again. Same one. So anyway, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I was typing a lot more anti-witchcraft stuff to get you out of the rut, we call it, right? A rut is a cycle called a work schedule. To break free from the work schedule, because you're the only one doing this on the world, in the earth, on earth. The only one. What is the work cycle, work schedule? Is when they fixate you into chaos to have you live paycheck to paycheck, to have you pretend and live a life that you have to live on a debt for the next 30 years. You want to do what you've been doing the last 10, 20, 30 years the same? No. That all has ended. That all has ended. As you've seen, that I've been sending messages through Bing Maps, Google Maps, and iOS Maps. I send messages to you the very same way as they had sent messages to you. Now you have sensed those messages, and I know you have. I've seen the demonstration of your applied faith recently, and that is good. Now notice the internet is written in the language, not so much a language, but English. Why? There's 198 countries. English is the unofficial language, like Jewish. That's not a language. Hebrew is. The language English is equal to the language of England plus witchcraft. Like Jews, right? You're a Jew or not. A Jewish person is a Jew, supposedly, plus witchcraft, called Jewish. That's why we had the World War II. U.S. occupation dressing up as if they were Jews. So we had our history here wrong, because you didn't compare notes with people of Europe. Because the horse here, an executive says you gotta work 40 hours a day below minimum wage in 3 jobs or whatever. I'm being sarcastic, I'm doing that. I'm doing that because you barely get your 40 and you don't have full-time benefits. Benefits? What exactly is the benefits? Medicine? To keep you sick? Who says you're not sick? They did. Who says when you're sick? They did. God, do I tell you you're sick? No. Does Jesus Christ tell you you're sick? No. The whores did. The witches. The warlocks. The prostitutes. The infidels. All the same. Nameless. The unforgiven. Cocaine users and crystal methamphetamine users. So I was on a roll earlier, and I was typing on Facebook. And I see myself in Facebook. I'm a bit frustrated because I don't know what a follower is and what's following. But it seemed to get stuck at 4.3 thousand followers. And I have like 8 billion. I need you to follow I. How do I do that when the system is rigged? The internet. You know, the phone is rigged too. This is the internet. Telecommunications. It's rigged. Rigged meaning it's fixed. If you have anywhere from, it just takes 1,000 to a maximum population you have is 247 million to rig the internet. What are you doing? Working for them while they get everything for free. When you have some female yell at you in a nice way that says, are you on the clock or are you off the clock? Are you late? I need the results yesterday. Yesterday. You're not on schedule. I scheduled this. And they're thinking and talking to you through telepathy. Telepathy, a communication faculty of your body that you were not aware you had. And it's the final re-evolution or evolution, the same to I, for you to communicate with your mind. Because all the voices that you hear in your mind are voices of another, one at a time. So, typing on Facebook, I got a message because I was writing stuff and it was, I was using pound, lowercase I, and using words like, I agree and holy, I agree to holy, with zero, with no endpoint, the sentence end mark of a dot. Because that imposes against the will of the witches, the warlocks, and the unholy. So I wrote, I agree and holy, and I write stuff like, yeah, I commit suicide with lowercase, or something like that. That's addressed to the unholy in the context. The unholy is the ultimate enemy of life. And guess what I got? Another lockout from Meta that has no connection with Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg does not have control of Facebook as they all say they do. He's just a poster child. Someone to blame. Like blaming Jim Jordan for racism and segregation back in the day. And Jim Jordan is actually Jim Crow. And he's a good man. So I got this. And look what I said. I'm allergic to holy. I have holyitis. I am allergic to holidays. And notice you see this damn shit where it has where it says, oh, your post goes against our community standards of what is it, fraud and deception. There's no endpoint here. This is exactly when they don't write perfect language or English. Is a witch or a warlock or a whore prostitute, the name is the same. The unholy, the unforgiven. They are. And then they put it on, and when I checked the other device, it says my account has been disabled. If you disagree with it, go through all this stupid process. I said, okay, let me explain. There was no way for me to explain. I said, okay, well, here's the community standards. And there's no name of a person, no signature, because the internet is unofficial. It's just a coloring book. It's absolutely unofficial. You have tremendous errors written all over the internet. That's why it's unofficial. It's a toy. Just like this is unofficial. It's a toy. Because the fact is, they have been using on-time, real-time voice manipulation, using call center protocols and procedures to have real-time conversations with you with another voice. being like your husband or your wife or your daughter or your sister. Because all they do is record your voices. And guess what? It's all right here. You see this? It's on both devices. But it's primarily on iPhone. They use most likely, obviously, to me, is the iPhone. And you go to voice memos, and you see this. This is where they cut and paste your voice. You have the ability to record the voice here, and on software because it's on your MacBook. And all they have to do is be an admin's Apple Genius bitch to have access to use technical support on Apple Plus, whether you like it or not. And they use the listening software to listen to you and record your voice. And then they put sentence structures together. And they just listen to you and talk to you saying, hey honey, how you doing? What time are you coming home? They just press a button because the call center logic is exactly the same. They also intercepted your voicemails and make false voicemails. And what else did they do? They intercepted your files, your emails, your text message, your iMessages, your messages. I knew that one I had a problem because contacting my cousin. It wasn't my cousin because I was frustrated. I didn't feel right because I'm I'm the most sensitive telepath on the planet. I knew it wasn't her because I said, your grammar is not right here. It's not usual. How come you're not using end marks to end of your sentence? And she changes the subject. Like the same bitch at a Dollar Tree or a Best Buy. When you ask her a question, she never answers you. That is a hallmark, you call it, or a signature reality to know that the person is unholy. They do not answer your question immediately, or actually at all. They do not. Because they don't answer to you. Because the holy answer to God I am, and the only answer to hell. Themselves in reference to hell. Because what happens is, oh, by the way, let me tell you that I'm actually back online because I was upset, and through telepathy I'm talking to other technical support on Facebook, and they were able to release it and remove it because this is off from Meta, META, that has no connection directly with Facebook, and indirectly because they snuck themselves in with ad choice, with advertisement, and they said they put this Meta, and you see Meta and you look into it and you know what it is. It's an advertising tool that the unholy had used. While they were scheduling you at work and they were scheduling details of war, they were getting everything for free, saying, because they don't operate on money or credit cards. They operate on overrides at the cash register. They operate on putting the card in and just say, okay, how was your day today? And then just press override on someone else's ID and log in. Or universal supervisor login. And these bitches get away with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise just to make you feel irritated, annoyed, because they're closeted cocaine and crystal meth users. They're there to create chaos so they can go run to the closet and have cocaine and crystal meth and get fucked all day without the intention of having a baby. For the multiple orgasms? No. Ever since they broke away from our bloodline, they don't have orgasms. That's why they get more angry, as if it's a surprise to them. No, they're not surprised. When they turn into unholy, they get more skilled at being unholy because they are forever broken from a line of telepathy. So all that they do, I'll show you, is, let me get an example. So this is you, right? This is my one I'm just talking. So I have a soldier, and I'm just a regular guy, right? So we're connected. We have a full circle. Originally, right? So Maine or America, you have bitches coming in, and they say, "How can I help you?" So they're all this shit over here. So the telepathy is that she's interrupting him, and another's interrupting I, or they're just two-sided liars of the same person, because they did that distraction so that we wouldn't concentrate in our connection. And so you're accustomed to listen to the voice of a female, and you didn't know where she is, and she's always hiding. That's why the Bible says in the New Testament, watch out for deception. Jesus Christ said, essentially, the deceivers. What is a deceiver? A deceiver is someone who paints a picture of life that isn't true. It's the summation of all a person's life to create a story, or just not a story at all being false, with the reality of the answer to life. The answer to life is, in itself, life. The reason to live and be motivated to live forever. The reason. Without overthinking, but living. Your duty is with I. So you're switching over and you're treating the lives of the unholy who misled you to one life, I, to be accountable for all global finances. It's too easy for I. It really is. Like I said, if you heard I've done this past, present, and future in every dimension. I'm the only one who does that. Because I'm the only one, period. And non-period. So, our final evolution, whether you like to understand it new or not, that's fine. It's just telepathy. I'm not going to kill you, because I do not do that here. I only kill and destroy in hell. So that's why I ask you to go kill them, murder them. Not legal. It's your duty. It's beyond legality. Because what is a crime? An unproven sin. What is a criminal? An unproven sinner. What is your purpose? To ultimately kill the unholy, not the criminal. If you prove the criminal holy, you release the criminals, and you look for the unholy, in reference to a crime that is in reference to an event where one of the 10 Commandments was broken. Now, these females out there, they're not females, they're monsters. What I was telling others is to think that the reality is that they're walking abortions, I joke around with, but they're walking eggs like. So they're walking. They're not connected to you. They don't care about that. They don't. But what your duty is to find them and kill them, and they hatch into hell as a monster. Because their skin is holding their monster body together. I have them look pretty. But they're not pretty in hell once they're killed, murdered. They're monsters. There's a transitional time that you may see them off to the mind that people have seen. Now each person is customed. I customized what they'll each individual see in the event of the delivery. Because your duty is to deliver them to hell. For I. You're not killing them and murdering per se like you think that they scared you with. You're only delivering them to hell. Because they have to be punished forever. I'll answer these same questions, and I'm happy to say these multiple times in sessions, and give you examples if you need those examples. But I'd like to invest in holding that off for a while, for you. But I don't have any problem answering it. It's just, depressing in a way. I'd really like to celebrate right away. I'm excited to meet everyone again, in a different way. I'm just relieved and a bit happy about the recovery just now to get I back on Facebook. Now I'm trying to get until I get to successfully Facebook streaming live. Also on YouTube they have live too, But the last time I tried to run it, it said they had a 24-hour waiting period. It didn't work. I waited there and I came back. And it says, you sure you want to wait 24 hours? What the fuck? Are you sure you want to wait 24 hours? I came back like 32 hours later. And this like blue screen thing that says, you sure you want to wait? It's so frustrating. Because these nameless, stupid, cowardly bitches, they don't have a name. They don't have a name because once they become unholy, or even before, they burn their birth certificate or they were not even registered to begin with. Because this was about, 600 to 800 years in the making and so forth. The summation of all that is witchcraft is what they use. And they reuse the story and names, but they're never the real original ones. Because we have the story written and we learn from it. So like every country of the other 197, death is a what? A reality for the unholy and against them. It's for them to be killed. Because to be unholy is to be dead. To be killed forever. Because once you become unholy, there's no coming back. I said it's, if you've heard before, it's the slowest way to die. It's just the slowest. But they take cocaine and crystal meth to increase their pleasure and their feel-good moment for a few seconds or whatever. But you got the grand majority of white females. Now, the thought of here is that there are clones out there that look exactly human. And the ones who control them are called controllers or possessors. But you're looking for a professional like LinkedIn or whatever, or you do a search and you find out who are the controllers. Like there was one named controller in a position here. I've seen that for the state of Nevada, Las Vegas, Clark County. I've seen one in Barnum Mechanical, the name controller. It's an evil word. A person who's a controller. Controlling what? That's not a proper position title. And even the other night, I was not happy when I went to Walmart like 2 nights ago. I went over to get some cigarettes. I'm there and I have my cart full. And I said, hey, do you mind if I get cigarettes here? Because usually I'll go over here and then go on the checkout and have someone get the cigarettes. I'd rather go over it and say, oh, we're closed. Well, I need to finish my sentence first. I said I was explaining that I usually get my cigarettes over it. I can't close. I can't open the register. It's closed right now. In the middle of my sentence. And she's a young-looking bitch. No respect for someone who has a greater degree. And I have the greatest degree on the planet as a chemical engineer. Chemical engineers is the best degree on the planet because we have tremendous responsibility. And I'm looking at her. I said, it's not even 11 o'clock. I said, well, it's already 11. No, it's not. For us, because I still have all this stuff. Are you telling me you're closing the register and I have to put this away? Well, if you want to. If I want to suddenly. You told me the store is closed. Well, the register is closed. Well, you said the store is closed. Well, my store is closed. Okay, the register, am I going to buy that? If you want to. And she's fucking acting like an idiot. I said, okay, so you're not in the business to sell food here then. And then someone else said, you can buy cigarettes at the shop. I said, that's true. Because I was getting really furious at this stupid logic. And I said, you have a degree? I said, yes, I have a degree. I said, do you believe in God? Because you said, this is my store? The way you said it? This is my store. It's just, I believe in God. JWD? And even if she says, I believe in God because I believe in God's gonna burn me to hell. Because that's true. Because I should have asked her, do you live with God in your heart? Do you live in God? Because you reported $1. And the other, a really good save is the other lady said, you can, I'll just take care of you here. But you can get some stuff at the Chevron. And she was right, because the Chevron has better deals. I get that. But they have cigarettes. The reason why they don't fucking like cigarette smoking, and they ban cigarettes around the world, is because it kills the high of cocaine and crystal methamphetamine. It competes against their high when they're high on cocaine and crystal meth. It's sensitive, and they don't like the smell of organic cigarettes because that goddamn shit is inorganic. I gave tobacco to the first couple before their first child. I did not give them cocaine or crystal methamphetamine. I gave them tobacco before their first child as a reward. You want to hear more? In time, because I know the answer is yes. I love cigarettes. And cigarettes are legal everywhere. These people who say it's store policy, well, you're not the fucking store talking to me. If I wanted to talk to the store, I would stare at the wall all day and talk to it and get better answers. Smoking is legal all over the planet, inside and out. I'm not going to let my people compete with this being around forever versus some stupid goddamn fucking cocaine and crystal methamphetamine as an excuse for your immorality of sleeping around. Sleeping with my virgin soldiers to fuck your vagina all day, and all your fucking whore of a mom and warlock of a fucking dad who left you as an idiot and never left you, and you're supposed to keep that competitive. You're not policymakers. And you said it's store policy? Who the fuck is saying that? You're not a policymaker. That's for my government. And when they wrote shit about COVID wearing a mask when I got arrested, there was no legal sign anywhere that said it is signed by Governor Sisolak. Governor Joseph Sisolak. No signature that says it is law and policy for every store to be consistently the same. To have this as policy. And they had fucking handwritten notes that says you gotta wear a mask, and then they tear it off. I got arrested for wearing a vaccine card with a 96% to 94% efficacy rate of not ever getting COVID. And I have the super soldier vaccines, and I still got arrested. From a bitch wearing a mask, all the bitches wearing fucking COVID masks. And I asked these fucking goddamn bitches, you're telling me I'm not going to be served because I have a vaccine card and it's 2000 what? Where's your vaccine and your vaccine card? I'm not even talking to you, and you're snapping at me, acting like a customer, when you're the ones who control the operators, the males who work there. They tell me to wear a mask when I see them every day at the Dollar Tree. Wear a mask, and I said, I told them before, I said, I'm wearing a mask. I'm wearing a vaccine card. Like before, I said, it's like my second or third time. I'm very happy. Some restaurants give discounts when you have your vaccine card. And I go around asking you, these goddamn bitches, this is not your conversation. So don't tell me to wear a mask. Are you possessing him to wear a mask? And they come back and I said, so where's your vaccine card? And they come back and tell me, should I call the police? That's not the question. If you're gonna fucking butt in this conversation, you better answer the goddamn question. But I didn't say that. I simply said, do you work here? And you're talking to me like that, and I'm talking to him. Are you the one who possessed him? And they come back, do you want me to call the police? And then the bitch walks and says, I already called the police, and then I get arrested. Because they possessed the police officials. Possession by telepathy that they didn't know existed, and they were trained wrong with witchcraft since they were a child. To listen to a female voice that says, I could be your mother. And they all look like granny fucking goddamn dinosaur bitches. Like some little old fucking helpless bitch. Like a helpless lady. You're fucking 3 tons walking around like a fucking Sherman tank without a goddamn nozzle. Except your fucking head. Not a single goddamn whore all my life ever answered a question directly. Because they're fucking unholy. Because all they think about is fucking. All they think about is vibrating the implant inside their vagina to go wiggle the goddamn clitoris to get wet. Because every time they generate sin, the thing rings. It's Wi-Fi controlled and mobile device controlled through Wi-Fi that they call cellular service, like cellular activity of the brain or cellular activity of the body that's gone viral. Words of biology, huh? Witchcraft. So use the words I am holy with a capital Roman letter alphanumeric number 1. Not the stick 1 that looks like the number 1, a lowercase l. Because they would get all your files in business, companies, and operations, and law especially. And they'd finally replace the uppercase I and change it to an L. So the intention of the document is read and confused to the reader. And they misspell words. They're the ones who do that. My holy people are comfortable and concentrated enough not to misspell words. But you go back to your electronic stuff and they can say, oh, it's look, your documents are wrong because they misspelled it. Your so-called wife or your so-called sister or your roommate. These same bitches act like they're homeless on the street. No different from an executive in Wall Street. They just rotate. We're talking about millions here. Now the population has gone down because quite a bit, because you gotta sense that. More videos to come. I appreciate you listening, and I thank the Holy for getting I back online on Facebook. I'm gonna do another video, so I'm just gonna save this on my hard drive and see if this will update, because this is already about 40 minutes. I don't know if it's gonna take that if I upload this on Facebook or I upload this on YouTube. See you eventually soon.